Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakorash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And a sincere shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom to you all. I just came across this article and it says, investigating claims that ICE is removing people with Hispanic last names from databases. All right. So y'all can remember the past few videos about this particular topic with ICE. I always tell y'all, it doesn't matter if you got a citizenship or not. It doesn't matter what type of status you got, if you got all your papers in order. Okay. If this devil want to throw you in a prison somewhere or get you out of the country, they absolutely can. No questions asked, man. All right. All they got to do is come up with a technicality. All right. Like they did with the one guy. They said he had a tattoo of a gang. Right. And now he's in another country getting treated terribly in their prison. And what did Trump say? Well, technically, since he's already in another country, there's nothing we can do. You see, so all they got to do is have their little technicality to hide behind. That's all that Esau needs, man. All right, and this is another example of that. Okay, so if he can delete your name from a database, then what does that make you look like? It makes it look like you're an illegal immigrant. All right, and why are they only attacking Hispanics? Again, we are the children of Israel, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, now right now the Northern Kingdom is catching the most hell with these ICE raids, man. But like the brothers are saying, Northern Kingdom worse, Southern Kingdom, or Salakia, Northern Kingdom first, Southern Kingdom worse. Okay, because you can read, about the ancient captivities and how, the Northern Kingdom went into captivity first under, I believe it was Assyria. Yeah, Assyria. And then later, the Southern Kingdom went down at the hands of the Babylonians, which ultimately ended up being worse. Okay, so just a little example and how we can apply that to today. Okay, yeah, they attacking the Northern Kingdom first, but that doesn't separate us, man. The tribes, we're all 12 tribes. Okay, they want to cause that division. Okay, because you got certain so-called black folks saying, oh well, they don't want to be with us, so we ain't gonna help them out. All right, and you got certain Hispanics saying, oh, you black people, you don't want to help us, hey, wait till it happens to you. See, the tribes still fighting each other and shit, the 2/3, but the elect, the hopeful elect, we come back together as 12 tribes in this truth under Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, and at the end of the day, the elect is gonna win, man. The elect is gonna win. The 2/3, they're gonna lose. Esau and the nations, they're gonna lose, man. Okay, but biblical prophecy is being played out right now. It's being played right in front of your eyes, man. Okay, you got the MOTB mandation coming with all these new technological advances. Okay, and now they want to introduce that fitness tracker that people have to put on their body. You see, that's very reminiscent of the MOTB, so they're implementing that gradualism, man. Okay, but all these prophecies are happening together, okay, and everything's spicing up, heating up. All right, eventually all pure hell is going to break loose, man. Okay, especially if they start deporting Hispanics who know they're Americans, right? Who've been here for maybe 2-3 generations, proud as hell. They think they're so-called white. They think they're American. All right, but you're gonna learn the hard way that your American citizenship is just a piece of paper, man. Esau doesn't care about that. Esau hates our people. That's that perpetual hatred, man. Okay, like the scripture says, never trust thine enemy. Okay, so let's get into it real quick. It says in June 2025, a claim that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement was erasing people with Hispanic last names from databases circulated across social media. The claim stemmed from a viral video shared by a TikTok user at JackOG Fitness on June 23rd, 2025. In that video, the TikTok user, who said he has a Hispanic name, described a traffic stop where officers said they could not find any record of him despite giving them his identification and social security number. A law enforcement officer reportedly told him, well, in all honesty, you can thank ICE for this one. I believe it's right here. Oh, this is just a picture. ICE is erasing people with Hispanic and Mexican last names from the databases. A man with a Hispanic last name was stopped and showed his ID, and officers could find no record of him, even under his social security number. The officers knew it had to do with ICE. Yeah, so hey, these guys are given a free license to go out here and fuck Jake up. You see? Frame Jake, make Jake look bad, falsely accuse Jake, right? In June 2025, it claimed that U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement was erasing people with Hispanic last names from government identification databases circulated across social media. All right, here's another one.
They are trying to deport United States citizens by erasing them from databases.
Boom! Didn't I say that since day one, man? The moment they started deporting so-called illegals, I told y'all they're going to start deporting, first, second, and third generation Americans. They don't give a fuck. All right? I've been saying that, man. All they need is an excuse to do anything. That's all they need. And we can see through the scriptures, through the Ruach HaKodesh, all right? This word, okay, what type of attitude Esau has, man. All right, let's go into it. This is Job 13:4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value, right? When you forge a sword, you're beating a piece of iron into shape. It's a long, complicated process to create the perfect shape for that iron to be able to cut and be flexible yet strong at the same time. Okay, well, this is how Esau creates his lies, man. All right, he puts these lies together like a sword, like he takes his time. All right, he's going into the database, deleting Hispanic names. So then, if they get pulled over by ICE, they're like, "Well, you're not in the system, so you don't belong here." And then, boom, they send them out of the country. And then, if anyone asks, they could just say, "Well, he's illegal." See, even though he wasn't. All right. See, you Jakes thought it was, oh yeah, no, there's a lot of criminals. That's what they're trying to get rid of. Nah, they look at all of you the same, man. Criminals or non-criminals, man. They hate you so-called Hispanics, man. That's the Northern Kingdom of Israel. They hate y'all, man. All right, but ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. Let's go back.
ICE is flagging people with Hispanic last names. So if you get stopped at a traffic light and they're asking for your license and they say, oh, your license is not here, give me your social security number. Oh, your social security number is not here. Well, that probably means ICE removed you from the database so that they could deport you illegally.
Basically, you guys told me you have no idea who I am or what I am, yet I gave you my license. What is happening? And then, you asked for my social security number. That's never happened before. He's like, well, in all honesty, you can thank ICE for this one. I was like, what? He's like, your name. I was like, so because I have a Hispanic last name, I'm flagged in ICE? He's like, well, you're not just flagged, you're kind of removed from everything.
Dang.
So I almost got arrested because...
Please spread this information. This is absolutely insane. I just saw this guy's TikTok. I'm going to tag him. You have to look at his entire story.
Dang.
This is terrifying.
You see, that devil's coming down with great wrath, man. He don't give a shit. He's being sloppy with it. All right, it says, I think that's pretty much it on that. Yeah, so there's two witnesses right there, man. So we can establish that this is likely a fact. All right, and already knowing how Esau is, I don't need nobody to tell me that. All right, but and I'm sure you brothers and sisters out there don't need nobody to tell you that. All right, those of you that's been in this thing long enough. All right, those of you that are new, hey, take notes. This is Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, who is the devil, Esau, Edom, is come down unto you having great wrath, knowing, or Salakia, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right? So this devil knows the moment he mandates the MOTB, Yahushua is going to come very, very, very quickly and put a monkey wrench in this new world order. All right? He's not going to be able to achieve it. Esau Edom is not going to be able to achieve the new world order, okay, and run it the way he wants to, man. Because as soon as it's established, it's basically, it could be months away from Yahushua's return. So it's just like the Tower of Babel, man. They built a tower to heaven to thinking that, well, if the Lord floods the earth again, we'll be safe because this tower is so high up. That's what they're doing with this technology. Well, our technology is so advanced, the AI, the AGI, the ASI, and all these different quantum computers and data centers, and we got all the data, we got all the information, we got nuclear bombs, we got whatever. But at the end of the day, Yahushua is going to take this man's kingdom down. So it's going to be just a repeat of what we saw in the ancient world. The Lord confused their languages and scattered the people, or the people scattered, because they couldn't understand each other. All right. Well, the Lord, basically what he's going to do is he's going to have these other nations rise up against Esau, and that's going to cause that thermonuclear destruction of America. Okay. Yahushua is also going to be getting busy, shooting them chariot fire out of the chariots, them laser beams here at Babylon, in these various different monuments that Esau has set up. Okay, so Esau knows he has a short time to rule, so he's going to go all out. He's going to go for that Hail Mary. He's going to try to fuck up Jake as much as possible, to the point now that you see that they just flat out erasing our people out of the databases. This is Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Right? So that's what's coming. Jacob's trouble. All right? A time of great tribulation, never before seen. Right? Where neighbors are going to be breaking into each other's houses. They kill you just for what's in your pantry. Okay? Because of the lack of bread. Right? All hell breaking loose. These civil wars and class wars and all that. Okay, and then you got ICE, you got all this shit going on. Okay, this is a perfect recipe for Jacob's trouble, man. It's only a matter of time. All right, but what does the scripture say about Jacob's trouble? It says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. You see, so yeah, it's a time where we will be tried and tested. So we got to prepare ourselves mentally by continuing to absorb and meditate on these scriptures, staying rooted and grounded in our faith of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. All right, knowing that the Lord is going to protect his elect. All right, hoping and praying and believing that we are of the elect. All right, Lord's will. We always say Lord's will because we don't know. All right, but we hope we are, and we're going to be doing everything the elect would be doing according to the scriptures. Okay, so this is a time of great tribulation, and the 2/3 are going to get fucked up pretty bad. As you already see here, all the so-called Hispanics and that talk about how, oh yeah, we got here legally, or we got a bachelor's degree, we got this, that, and a third, we own 2 houses here, we got a business, we did it the right way, look at us, all proud. Hey, you better make sure you're right with the Lord, man, because the Lord doesn't give a fuck about college degrees and how you entered this country, man. Okay, this country was built off the backs of our people. Right? And you so-called Hispanics are so proud to be a part of something that was part of your downfall. Okay, so it's time to stop worshiping Esau and his system and understand what time it is, man. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man, and these people are forging lies against us. You see? You know? And those of you that are not rooted and grounded in this truth, right? The 2/3, you ain't got any hope in this day, because you're going to start to see Esau's claws and horns come out more and more as we get closer to the end. All right, sooner or later, they're just going to flat out just say, you know what? Just grab up every Hispanic, every so-called black person, and just throw them in the back of a van and send them off, or to the nearest concentration camp, whatever. Okay, that's literally what's left, man. All right, if they fucking with the databases and, you know, making up technicalities and shit like that. Okay, so yeah, man, this thing is spicing up, and then, like I say, that MOTB is soon to be mandated. So, you know, just a quick update of what's going on with this whole ICE raid situation. I want to go ahead and finish by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom wa. Abad Babal. Shalom.